Dawn. This is Hudson Vintage. Today I thought I would do something a little bit different and just go over part of my collection. I keep it in columns of industrial jewelry storage trays, so you can see how much I have here. And I thought it would be fun to just grab a stack and then go over it randomly. Since our lives are a little bit upside down at the moment, I didn't really have extra time to plan out a category and sort and go over everything and then figure out how I was going to present it. So I thought it would be fun to just take some trays that I had already stacked and go over what's in them and just talk about how I got them. And I rotate, like a lot of people rotate their other accessories. I rotate from my vintage jewelry collection, which means that something could be in rotation for years and then out of rotation for years because it's a really big collection. This stack that you see here, I have 4 other ones. So, and some of them are more organized than others, but this was just the stack that was closest in the place that I keep them. So I grabbed it, and it's not a particularly organized stack. But you'll see in this first tray here, I have a little baby tray, which was actually supposed to be for rings, and then I have this large one. And right away, one of my favorite pieces is in here. Ooh, it's getting warm in here. I have to put my hair up. Look at this. Can you see that? Can you tell? Can you? Okay, guess. Stop the video and guess which one is my favorite. If you've been watching for a while now, you know that I love, what is it? What is my most favorite? The modernist movement. So this is one of my favorite pieces. This is why it's on top. This is a sort of tribal mask. Isn't that the best? It's like a bronze texture and it's on its original chain. And this is mid-century, 1950s, and this is, the nose is actually the bail, so it moves a little bit and it has some beautiful weight. And you know what? It has a signature on it, which I never noticed before, so hold please. Okay, well, you learn something every day. This says P&M Paris on the back there, right over there. Isn't that just the coolest? That's, without the heart. This is an old YSL heart that I put on a wire collar. You can tell by the shape that is the YSL shape. I love lucite too, and I love hearts. So it kind of checked all the boxes, that one. I wear this a lot. You can usually find me wearing a heart of some kind. Look at this. Do you believe the scale of that? That is also 1950s modernist on its original chain, which is very similar. I'm going to take this YSL heart off. And this is also signed. My memory, somehow my very usual memory leaves me the second the recording light goes on. It's LG in what looks like a painter's palette mark. If I can, I'll get a shot of it and then do a close-up of the mark. But look at that. That's very gallery opening. It's very mid-century. I love it. I think this is great. How I got this was, it was part of an estate sale lot that I acquired a really long time ago back east. And it was the second best lot I had ever seen. Stuff like that comes maybe once or twice in a lifetime, and this was the second time in all the years that I've been doing this. Moving on, I think I want to go to these bracelets. Look how fun. This little lizard rhinestone kind of bangle, right? And then this is like 1980s. I like that he has black marquee rhinestone eyes. And then this is vintage 1960s. This is like one of those stretch bands, almost like the old watch bands. And I like to wear these together. They're so rock and roll. They're so cool together. Next on this little tray, we have these. These came from Zara last year. Love the size of these. These are obviously a take on vintage 1980s, so I had to get them, and I like the color. I like the way red looks with other colors, like pinks and lavenders and things, so there's that. And then these earrings go with the necklace I'm about to show you, which is one of my favorites. This is Alice Caviness, and these are called aspirin crystals, these little faceted flat crystals. Those are Aurora Borealis, but look at the necklace that comes with these. This is so special. There's a daisy shape. Can you see that? There's a daisy shape, and it's two-sided, and from the center of each one there's an aspirin crystal, and the whole thing is like that except for where the clasp is. So you can open this, but look how it has that three-dimensional kind of chunkiness to it, but it's all loose. Isn't that beautiful, that crystal necklace? And I wear that. I mix this one if I'm in the mood to go kind of over the top with this one, and this has that same large aspirin crystal. It's a little bit bigger than these, so it brings it together, and it's a great tassel, and it has the large, I love these, look how wonderful that crystal is. And then it's really fun to layer. This tassel, oh, I'm going to have to change. It is way too hot. Look. See how those just kind of are fun together? This is old Monet. If you ever get anything that's kind of doing what this is doing, you can just shake it out, and that does work really well. See? And then this is a 3-layer. It's got no twists. And then this, which is the pearls with the coin stations. And this is excellent. I'm going to change into a t-shirt. I'll be right back. I thought I'd wear a t-shirt appropriate for the time we are living through together. We are in this together. So I wanted to show you how these layer up. 3-strand mixed pearl and gold. Watch what happens to this, even over a t-shirt, when I layer it with the crystals. What do you think? Pretty great, huh? Did I say that my office is a project in progress? Maybe someday it'll be done. Anyway, love these. Very cool together. So that's the first stack. And these, I believe I got on eBay many, many years ago. And I recognized it as a Caviness. And this, we don't know what it is, but it's fabulous. 1950s. 60s. This is 1970. No, this is actually, yeah, this is 1970s, maybe 80, early 80s. So that's the first stack. Ooh, there's some good crystal here. This is one of my favorites. Isn't that spectacular? Doesn't that remind you of Chanel? Look at that Baroque pearl, that large Baroque pearl, and the dragon's breath stones and the Maltese cross. This is an old Monet pin, but it has the coolest finding. This is the only piece I've ever seen this on. It's an earring back that they put on there that's original to the piece that makes it an enhancer or a pendant, and that is just the coolest thing. It's actually a great idea. If you have any pins, you could add earring back to them, clip backs. And then I have it on another on a Monet chain. But the fun thing about something like this is that you can put it on. This would also be great mixed with pearls and crystals because of the pearl in it. But then you can actually, once it's around your neck, you can do that Chanel runway thing and pin it to the side of a jacket or whatever. And then, you know, when you're layering, imagine the crystal coming down Or here, we'll do the pearls again. Just whatever's on top. That's the today's mantra. Just whatever's, reach for whatever's closer. Look. Get the idea? I know, it's so good. Oh, hold on. Move my hair. I gotta do something with this hair. The problem is that I don't like the way it looks up, and it's too warm in here to keep it down. Next in this tray we have two pink pieces. We have this art glass multi-strand and this moon glow Austria, made in Austria. So this could stand a restring. It's really stretched out, but it's a long graduated lucite, and I keep it with this one. This is Regency art glass and crystal. This was never sold to the public. This came from the Regency showroom. Look at the back of it. Look how perfect that is. Isn't that nice? You don't see them like this anymore. That's pretty great. And I layer it with other people to keep, I layer it with other pieces to keep it modern. Like that lucite one. And that also came with the earrings. And finally, the final thing in this tray is these two, which I also keep together because I wear them together. These are also from the Regency showroom. Never sold to the public. Look at that. There. Can you see the shapes? All the different shapes of crystals. See what they do when they're together. But then look at them separately. And that's a 3-strand like that. And then I wear that with this, which is kind of a cubed, very long. And this also came from the Regency showroom. So that's fun to kind of fool around with. Like that. And then you could put the pendant there or the Maltese cross or whatever. So that's why I have those in that tray. And then there's the earrings for the cubed one. And here's the earrings for the 3-strand. And if you have any ideas about what the hell I can do with my hair, please let me know. I would be so grateful. Put it up again. I think I just need a bobby pin, which I don't have here. The next tray, this is one of my favorites, this tray. I wore some necklaces out of here the other day when I was doing my last video. Look at all those pretty colors. These are circa 1960. They made these for a while. They made them in all different colors. Different companies made them. And I had more of these that I sold. So these are the ones I kept just because they were my favorite colors. This is like a purpley with a blue crystal. These are actually made out of like a paper kind of material, and they're all hand done. And then this is blue with blue art glass. These to me act as neutrals, and also you can still blend them together. See? And I have two more. I have these are Vendôme. This is made by Vendôme or Vendôme. You can tell by that clasp. That's a Vendôme thing on the hook clasp. And it also says it, which is helpful. But look how gorgeous these crystals are. Look at that heliotrope old. That's also like an aspirin crystal. Look at those colors. And then I have a lighter version. This is more silvery. And that's also Vendôme. Isn't that cool? So cool. Next tray. Okay, there's some important pieces in here. Look at that. Look. Look. Do you see this? This is one necklace. This is 1930s Germany, before it was West Germany or East Germany. It's got a sterling silver old clasp, and then these are giant, chunky Bakelite. I know, this is something you don't see every day. This is definitely shopkeeper stash material. And then the other thing that I keep with it is this. This is a giant piece of amber from Africa. So look at the size of that. And this, look at the clasp. This is all hand done. That's an artisan piece. And kind of one of those together. Not bad, just for an old t-shirt that has a hand-done graphic on it. And then I have some Indian pieces on the same tray as that. Let me show you the Indian pieces that are on it. And these two pieces came from consigners in my shop. And I ended up buying them myself because I had them so long and I got so attached to them, and I'm really glad I did, because this is the kind of thing, you know, it is definitely shopkeeper stash. You can have a shop for 10 years before you have access to something like this, and it is spectacular. Look at the size of that amber. And now these are the more Indian ones. Let me take this off. Okay, ooh, okay. Look at this. Look at this fringed gorgeousness. This is actually heavy too. Okay, there's what the clasp looks like. It's sort of like a toggle in a loop. And that's all hand beaded. There, isn't that beautiful? This, I don't know. I always thought it was native, but it has also like an African vibe. But I'll show you the other ones that I have. This is actually a valuable piece. This is authentic Native American. These are what they used to hang from their ears, but this is more contemporary. These are all turquoises and other things, other precious, you know, carnelian and all kinds of stuff. And then there's here, this is called the corn beads. There's some sodalite and some lapis, and it's just really well done. This is like a museum piece. It's just really incredible. It's definitely from a gallery. Look at the carved amber, and it's done so authentically on the top, and it's just absolutely an incredible piece. And I got this on eBay. It was $12.50. I don't know how it happened, but I will never forget it. It was just the way that it was listed, I guess, or it had to be the way that it was listed and the way that it was pictured. It might have been, you know, like blurry and chopped off or whatever, but I recognized it. And so I was really the only bidder, and that's what I got. And then in the same vein, this is definitely Native American. This is what's called a treasure necklace, and it's all those fine beads, but with little pieces of shell, different colored shell. But actually, here's the front, so you can see. And then maybe I will take this. Actually, I wonder how these look together. That's kind of interesting. So you can see how you can just play. So that's that tray. Okay, so this is such an odd thing. This is just kind of the tray that was on top. And here I have, in here, something that I should be fixing. It's a quick fix. This is Native American also. This is sterling. It's a lovely handmade sterling chain, but each bead is like a braided leather. But it's a braided leather motif, but in sterling. Isn't it fantastic? And the only thing, oh, did I fix this already? Oh, how about that? It's fixed. I don't remember doing that. There it is. There's the end. That needs to be restrung. So this is beautiful. I wish you could feel the weight of it. Braided leather, but sterling. It's incredibly cool with anything you put on that. And then what else is in this tray? I should show you the tray itself. Oh. that's that tray, not the fullest. This I recognized as future vintage. This is Kate Spade that I got a few years ago in Macy's, and I love the stripe, and I love that it's made out of ribbon, and it's done really well. I think her private label, or the private label for Kate Spade, since it's not a her anymore, is Signer. I think they do that. Same with J. Crew. Signer's a really good old company, good old jewelry company, very good quality. And then there's this crazy thing. This came from eBay. This is really like a sun catcher. It looks exactly like my cat Blue. So I had to buy it. And I would never wear it as a pendant. But someone made that. It's pretty wonderful. That was $7 on eBay. And then what's left? Oh, this old Monet. As you know, I collect scarabs. So there's this 1970s incredible scarab on a curved link. These are early. These are Haskell. These are over the ear. These fit over the ear. See the wire? And they go like that. They're really cool. They're almost space age. They remind me of Star Trek, but they're 1950s. And they're really lovely and kind of lacy and delicate, and they still have movement. And these were known as the Mrs. Something or other for Haskell. I'll put it up on the screen if I can figure that out. And then these are nothing. These are just clip-on, no-name clip-on, 1960s. But I liked the metal motif of these. I thought they would mix well with a lot of stuff. And I liked how big they are, and they're really comfortable, and they're really light. And then this is the last thing in this tray. These are old Regency showroom, never sold to the public. These little pink enamel. These actually have 14-karat posts. So those are later Regency, probably 70s. We have this tray. This tray has some very good pieces in it. This was done by an artist, and this is like a neoprene that's been cut. And I just thought it was so cool. You know, and it's art, so to me that's future vintage. And I still have the original thing that it came in. It's called the Nervous System necklace, right there. And I have that in this tray with some very, very, very good pieces. And we'll see if the collectors among you are all gasping right now. Oh my God. So we have the Dutch girl, the little Dutch girl fur clip, Trifari, double arrows, mazer. How great would that look on this camo jacket? We have the little swordfish fur clip, Trifari. Look at this. Oh, let me put this down. Look at the scale of that. This is old Eisenberg. Look at how big that one is right there. Isn't that so beautiful? I know, this is really special. It's old Eisenberg. We have this, the fortune teller pin. This is on actual shell. So for a company to do that, you know, to have costume jewelry with actual shell was their A-line. And then this came with the earrings, which have earrings on them, and I love them. And I love the fortune teller motif. And these are hard. And look at the carving of the face. They just don't make things like that anymore. And that's shell. And then we have a lovely little sapphirette. This is old Victorian. Can you see this? I know, sapphirette. And once again, it's just lovely. There's the back. And we have the Coro and Tremblant. The camellia. It's a fur clip. These are very well known. Coro cats. We have the dodo bird. See the dodo bird? Isn't he great? And we have the Coro cats duet that you've heard me mention in other videos. This is what the back looks like. Each one of these comes out of here and becomes its own separate fur clip. That lifts out, that comes out. And this is, you know, Everybody who calls himself a collector should have those. Then we have, who is this? I forget. Then we have, this is very unusual. This is Eisenberg, but it's kind of a weird stone that I've never seen anything like that. It's almost like a moonstone, like a Mexican opal, but glass with clears. There's the dome. And it's signed in the back. This is circa 1950s. And it came with its earrings. They're really beautiful in person. Then we have this boucher, but it's missing one. So I have to figure that out. But I love the shape of it. It's very 50s. And then we have this little kind of sea monster. This is great. I love the figurals. This is a Weiss little sea monster. And I love the details of his wings. Sort of a winged creature. And then we have the Schiaparelli. This is a Schiaparelli element. This has a pin back, and then it has these three things here. These are original, but these are gone. So I always thought that I would hang something from it. I just haven't figured out what yet, but it's a gorgeous old Schiaparelli. Look at the height of that. And then the last thing in here are these deco fur clips with the red beads and the rhinestones. And I love the shape of this. And the woman used these to make those sweetheart necks to accentuate them. It's a very deco thing. At the back. Very deco. It's absolutely like a buckle. Wonderful. And now, what else do we have? We have in the next case, I love this. This is another great one. This is old Monet. Look at how great that is. And, you know, just an excellent layering piece. 1970s, perfect in every way. It has a chain that I have never seen before. It's regular curb link and then the box link. So it's just really slinky and cool. And this is also old Monet, but this is much earlier. This is in the style of this is Trifari. This is in the style of an old watch chain, and it has an actual slider on it. So you can slide it around and have the bottom loop be different lengths. There's the clasp, and it says Trifari. And this is fun. For something like that Maltese cross pin. Imagine taking this, sliding it to where you want it, looping it through the Maltese cross, and then pinning the cross. And I love the bronze effect on this. See it? And what else is in this tray? We have new Macy's, new INC. I ordered this online twice because they sent me the wrong one. They sent me a pink one the first time. And I thought I was going to return the pink one, but then I got the gray one, and I was like, oh, I love the gray one so much, I'll just get the pink one too. This ended up being maybe, I don't know, $15 or something. But it's a really beautiful necklace in the summer, kind of fills everything in. And they're pretty beads, and they're glass beads. And this was well done. Recent, that's what the clasp looks like on new Macy's stuff. That cheap lobster claw clasp. And then finally in this tray, we have these handmade enameled copper. And I have a belt buckle that goes with this, which is incredibly cool to have earrings and a matching belt buckle, and they're signed by the artist. And they were made and sold at craft fairs. And I have that. And then this tray is a fun tray. 1970s or early 80s copy of David Yurman. Stainless, you know, his famous collars, but it's just formed metal. And this looks really great on, I have to tell you. And it's got a really tiny, tiny little clasp. This is well made. I have no idea who did this in the 80s. I've never been able to figure it out. Isn't that good? And there's a mark on it that I can't read. Love this. Then I have my crazy panda. I have to reattach the neck part to it. Right, but look, isn't that just the best? I have a cat that I absolutely love that is from the same company in the 70s. They did a bunch. They did elephants. They're real collector's items. And then my favorite, this is the last of the Macy's. Look, kind of starburst rhinestones, really done well in the gunmetal, you know, kind of that hematite color. That's the back. But I just love the style of these. It's like peacock feathers or starburst, and the coloration is really good. And to me, that looks like future vintage. It's nice. So that's Macy's. That's the last in this tray. And then finally, just some odds and ends in this right here. This is very collectible Trifari, this plastic kind of layered lucite or acrylic. And it has the old key T for Trifari, the crown Trifari. There it is, the crown Trifari, the T. And this is 1960s mod pop art. And this is the earring to this, very three-dimensional, space age, cool mod girl. These are Jacqueline Kennedy, made by a company that bought her jewels at the estate sale at the auction, the Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis auction that happened after her death. They bought a bunch of pieces and then reproduced copies of them. So these came from that, and this little pearl comes out of this jacket and becomes black ones. See the little ring? So you can do the golden or the black or just a leaf, and I just thought that was cool. I'm a sucker for anything that is interchangeable. And then finally, these 1980s Memphis gold filled wire. These are fabulous. I've been looking for this. The other one is upstairs. I've been looking for this for so long. But yeah, so, and I got these in the 1980s when I worked in a jewelry store on Columbus Avenue in New York City. And that was so fun. That was such a good beginning of this journey, because the people that made the jewelry would come in and bring it themselves, and it was our job to draw everything that came in a book. We actually had to draw everything so that if a customer came in and said, oh, they're trying to describe it, we can point to our drawings. And that's how David Yurman used to come in and bring his own things into that shop. So, you know, I have a lot of experience going way, way back. And that's it. That's everything in every tray for today. If you're still here, don't forget to subscribe. You might as well. You've been here this long. Also, ring the bell. You'll be notified when I make a new video, which is Tuesdays. And did I say click like? If you're still here, you might as well ring the bell and subscribe and get notified when I make new videos. You're here this long, you might as well. And click like. It helps people like you to find this video, and that really helps me a lot to grow this channel. Thank you so much for watching. See you next Tuesday. Bye.